Hey, good morning, everyone. I wanted to make a video about this because I was thinking about it all morning when I went to go get coffee. And, for those of you who don't know me, I, for about 7 years, worked in high intensity strength training at the Perfect Workout. And the program is very, very much like, the original super slow uh, Ken Hutchins methodology behind strength training. And of course, it's for safety, for effectiveness, for high intensity, getting the absolute most health results out of your workouts. And so, the company itself did a lot of marketing toward ladies. There's so many misconceptions about women in the fitness industry. One of those misconceptions that even some trainers tend to believe is, oh, ladies have to do light weights or cardio, a bunch of cardio, and that's absolutely bizarre because there's really no difference biologically between what our bodies need, whether 75 years old, 25 years old, female, male, it doesn't matter. We all need the same stimulus. And so the company, of course, they're working in the same field, wanting to dispel these myths about fitness. And their goal, of course, is very noble, the goal in mind there. So they would market to ladies, the original osteoporosis study at Miami University, I guess it was, or University of Florida, I suppose. It was geared toward women who had severe osteoporosis. They wanted to find out if they could reverse that. Of course, they did find that out. What we know now is that there is a microscopic bend that happens, especially on dual joint pushing motion. So the leg press and the chest press, and on a microscopic level, it just bends that bone. And myokines are flooded into the body, and to adjacent to the skeletal structure, basically giving more calcium to those bones. Essentially, is how that works. And so we get a lot of ladies. In fact, the majority of the clients that I've worked with over these years have been ladies because a lot of the marketing went there. And so the funny thing about all of this, and I mentioned this in another video talking about women and strength training and how ladies biologically are, they have this innate sense and ability, for the most part, to handle physical stress or pain at a higher level than men. And I notice because men grunt and groan and contort their faces constantly. And with ladies, it's just this stoic intensity of hitting that momentary muscular failure because women, of course, can give birth. They have a higher resilience toward pain, essentially. But you don't see, someone left a comment, I haven't replied to it yet because I've been so busy. But someone left a comment mentioning, that it's interesting that they don't see women hitting momentary muscular failure in the gym. It's always men that go to full intensity. I really do believe it's because of this myth that ladies need some sort of other stimulus to men and that lifting weights is for men and all of this nonsense, especially in older populations. Because what was it back in the 60s? It was the cardio craze. And there was this study by this, I don't even remember his name, but he was the aerobics guy, and he wrote the book. Maybe he wrote the book Aerobics. It was called Aerobics, and it was a study that has since been proven to be incorrect. That cardio or aerobic activity, locomotive activity, can give you some sort of high stimulus that's going to help your body in unique ways. It really doesn't much. You can gain some VO2 max. You get some cardiovascular work, but only half of that strength training gives. So technically, strength training should be called cardio. So many misconceptions in fitness, but it was awesome, because I think there's this misconception too about speed of pushing. Like somehow if we go real fast, then we're doing really hard work, and it's not true at all. If you go real fast, you're trying to hurt yourself essentially without even realizing it. And so people watch all these Ridiculous workouts of the Hollywood people. Of course, they're on steroids. I mean, Captain America. I don't remember dude's name, but the guy that plays Captain America, the dude that plays Thor. Like Marvel movies or whatever, the old ones at least, the ones from like 5 years ago. But those guys, they like take ropes and they fling them around, and everybody's like, oh, look at this workout. If I take ropes and I fling them around, I'm gonna look like Captain America and Thor. Yeah, you're not, right? They're on steroids. I mean, that's the bottom line. All those Hollywood people are. They give them high doses of testosterone that's like well above the medical limits or whatever. So just like that video I was talking about by McGuff last week, I mean, 3 times the fast muscle growth that you get from just normal natural training, is what these guys are basically getting. Anyway, neither here nor there, people make these assumptions. They look at these guys flinging these ropes around and they're like, oh yeah, they're really working hard. I mean, are they? There's so much momentum behind that. They're certainly using their musculature, but I'll tell you, if those guys were to do high-intensity strength training instead of the weird stuff that they're doing, whatever, they'd probably get better results. Granted, they're probably hitting momentary muscular failure. They're just doing it in a way that's probably going to injure their ankles, knees, hips, elbows, etc., neck, whatever, over time. And it's funny, and so a lot of men, they're like, oh, the husbands of the ladies that would be our clients at the studio, when I would talk to the ladies, the clients that I worked with, just some incredible people I met there, working there, some good friends of mine now, of course, still. And, they'd be like, yeah, I'm trying to get my husband in, so we can get these same results I am, And so a lot of the men, they'd just be like, oh yeah, this is my wife's workout, it's not hard, it couldn't be hard, And these dudes would come in for their intro session, and I like to be real straight up with them. I'd be like, look, this is one of the toughest things that you're ever going to do. If you can maintain, now it's not ideal, right? Because, just like Drew Bay and myself and a lot of these guys will try to teach from the beginning, we want you at 70% of your maximum on your very first workout. That's why I tell people, in my private course that I'm going to release here either tomorrow or the next day, which, by the way, there's a PDF down below. You can download that. That's free. That's completely free. And I'm going to be releasing a course in the next couple days whenever I finally get all this software figured out. It's just a learning process, learning the new software. Course is already made. It's ready to go. But I got to figure out the software. Anyway, these guys, they'd come in and I'd be like, look, I want to give you a choice. If you can keep good form, speed, breathing, all of the essentials, then we can crank it up to be the highest intensity that you can tolerate today, if that's okay. If you want, like these dudes were like CrossFit guys and they needed to feel the intensity to understand it, right? And then, of course, my buddy Jonah, an Army guy, he came in for 2 workouts. So did my buddy Tyler at one point. And, I put them through the workout. I also, on the very first day, let them hit momentary muscular failure on absolutely everything. And of course, they're like, this is the most intense workout I've ever had in my life. All of the men would say that. They'd be like, wow, I thought my wife was just saying that. And it's like, yeah, well, you should probably listen to your wife. If you're just discounting everything that she's saying, because we make assumptions, right? People, men, especially macho dudes, they'll make assumptions about, their wives or what ladies say or whatever, I guess that maybe like the whole tough guy act or whatever, I don't know. But yeah, I've always thought it was interesting once they did it. Once someone does this workout, once someone comes into the studio and they do this workout, I mean, it becomes absolutely clear. This is the toughest thing I've ever freaking done, And getting that through to people, new people, it's tough. Like I could talk to you about this all day and be like, dude, this is the toughest workout I've ever done. God, that watch, I want to fix that. That drives me crazy that I don't even know. I should just throw it away. It's an old Casio or whatever. It makes me nuts that it beeps like that. And until it's done, I'm just going to toss it in the trash because I can't figure out how to turn the alarm off. Um, but, I could tell you, dude, this is tough. This is intense. This is crazy stuff. It is intense. But if you haven't experienced high intensity training for yourself, then, it really does take getting in there and just doing it, right? So, I guess my message is this, especially if you're a lady, because this is the biological stimulus your body needs, right? If you feel afraid, if you feel scared to use these machines or you don't know how to use them, and I endorse machines just because they're safer than body weight, they're safer than dumbbells, they're safer than barbell squats, things of that nature. So I'll be doing full workups on this course and building it bigger and bigger to show people every type of machine. I'll probably I'll find a place that has pre-core machines next because they're really the most common machine that people use. I think Anytime Fitness uses them, maybe Gold's. I'm not sure. I haven't been into Gold's, but there's one near me. So I'll go in and probably get a membership for a month and just film a bunch of courses, a bunch of course material there, and just add it to the course over time or whatever. But my thought process is always this: if you don't do it, you won't know, right? So if you're a beginner and you're just starting out, I urge you to, well, I'd say buy my course, of course. It's the cheapest it's going to be for this next week. Of course, I don't even have it a link to it in the comments below yet. But when I do, I'll let everybody know. It'll be either tomorrow or Tuesday, and I'll have that up and ready for everybody. So it's going to be a big sale for 1 week. It's going to be the cheapest it ever will be. But I urge you, even if you don't want to purchase that, that's fine. I have so much material now that I'm able to come out with on YouTube. There won't be everything on YouTube. There are some very special bonuses in the courses that I'm building that are very exclusive to it. And I'm going to keep adding to it. But if you just want the resources here on YouTube, there's a ton of stuff that I've already made, and I'm going to keep pumping out videos for y'all because this is what I love to do. I mean, to be real, when I was able to quit my job with all of the success and wealth that my other business has made, I can do this now. I can help y'all. I have time. So it's great. I'm excited, and I'll see y'all in a couple days, maybe tomorrow, making a video about my course. Like I said, just get started. There's no reason not to. Heck, you get a $11 membership at Planet Fitness, and in my course, there's full workup of most of the important machines that you could possibly use there, and exactly how to stay safe and use them properly and not get injured and get the most out of your workouts. Get all those health benefits you're looking for, flooding your body with myokines. That's what it's all about. I hope that you live a longer life with the power of strength training.